A cold wind whipped through the empty city streets, the flickering streetlights casting long, dancing shadows. Jayden, a small boy of 12, huddled deeper into his threadbare hoodie, his small frame burdened by an oversized backpack. Beside him, Max, a scruffy mixed-breed dog, patted softly, his loyalty a comforting presence. They stopped before a brightly lit diner, his warm glow a stark contrast to the chill night air. Jayden's stomach growled, a painful reminder of his hunger. He peered through the window, watching families share meals, their laughter echoing a world away from his own. Max nudged his hand, his tail thumping a silent question. "I know, boy," Jayden whispered, his voice barely audible above the wind. "Maybe tomorrow." Max licked his hand, offering unspoken comfort. Later, tucked away in a dark alley, they found their usual refuge, a pile of discarded cardboard and an old, tattered blanket. Jayden pulled Max close, shielding him from the biting cold. "You ever dream, Max, like, of a home?" he murmured, his voice a low hum against the night. Max licked his face, a wet, happy sound. Jayden chuckled softly, a sound both sad and tender. "Yeah," he said, "me too." He closed his eyes, Max snuggling close, their breaths mingling in the cold air. The next day, in a small park, a sliver of warmth pierced the grayness. Jayden tossed a stick for Max, watching him bound across the grass, his energy a vibrant contrast to Jayden's quiet sadness. Nearby, a father and son played frisbee, their laughter a sharp contrast to the boy's quiet loneliness. Jayden watched, his gaze fixed on their joyful interaction, a bittersweet ache in his chest. Max returned, dropping the stick at Jayden's feet. Jayden scratched behind his ears, a small gesture of affection. "You're my family, Max," he said, his voice filled with a quiet strength. That night, huddled outside a brightly lit store, the cold seeped into his bones. A store owner approached, his face etched with concern. "Hey, kid, you can't stay here," he said, his voice gruff, but not unkind. Jayden quickly gathered his belongings, his hand instinctively reaching for Max's leash. "I wasn't bothering nobody," he mumbled, his voice barely a whisper, and then hesitated, then sighed. He reached into his pocket and tossed Jayden a warm sandwich. Jayden looked at the sandwich, then at the store owner, his eyes welling up. Kindness in the cold city